She laughed with her friends. "He's so obsessed with me. No matter how much I push him away, he always comes back like a loyal dog." She acted like I wasn't even there. I just said, "Interesting," and walked away. That night, her best friend called me. "Are you free?" It started at a birthday party. I was walking past the living room when I heard my name. Lila was standing in the middle of a group, talking loudly on purpose. She said, "Ethan is basically addicted to me. I ignore him for a few days and he still comes running back. It's honestly kind of pathetic." Her friends laughed. Someone asked if that was actually true, and she doubled down, acting like my feelings were just a joke. I passed by them right then. She looked straight at me, waiting for me to react, maybe get embarrassed or angry. All I said was, "Interesting." Then I kept walking. The room went quiet. She didn't say anything. I didn't look back or text her. I just went home and ignored my phone. Just before midnight, my phone buzzed again. It wasn't Lila, it was her best friend, Maya. "Ethan, can we talk? It's about what she's been doing behind your back." Another message followed. "If you're done with her, maybe you deserve better." I should explain how things got this far. The birthday scene didn't come out of nowhere. I'd been with Lila for about 2 years. I'm a designer, pretty calm by nature, not the type to pick fights or make a scene. I used to think that made me a good partner. With Lila, it just made me easy to push around. When we first dated, she wasn't like the person she is now. She acted sweet, a little dramatic sometimes, but still thoughtful. Over time, though, especially after she started hanging with her new friend group, something in her changed. They were the type who always needed attention, even if it meant exaggerating things. Lila got hooked on the way they hyped her up. She started treating our relationship like a stage. At first it was small comments. She'd joke about how predictable I was, or how I wasn't assertive enough. I brushed it off. I thought she was just venting or trying to be funny, but the comments kept getting sharper. She'd tease me in front of people, roll her eyes at things I said, or talk about me like I was some desperate guy who was lucky she even gave him attention. I didn't push back. I thought she was dealing with something. She'd told me she was afraid of being abandoned, so I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I told myself she was stressed or didn't realize how she sounded. I didn't want to make her feel worse. Then there was Maya, her best friend. She was different. She didn't join the jokes, but she didn't stop them either. Sometimes she gave me a sympathetic look, like she wanted to say something but didn't. She'd told Lila a few times that she was going too far with me, but it didn't change anything. Over time, I noticed something about Maya. She watched me. Not in a creepy way, just intentionally. When Lila ignored me or walked away, Maya would fill the silence. She'd ask about my day, comment on my designs, or say she wished people appreciated me more. At the time it seemed harmless, but looking back, there was a tone I should have noticed. The bigger problem was that Lila's behavior got worse. It started with club nights. She'd cancel plans to go out with the girls, only for me to see her tagged in a guy's story with his arm around her. When I asked, she said it was harmless and called me insecure. Then she did things on purpose to see my reaction, dancing too close to strangers, flirting in front of me, or bringing up her ex. It was deliberate. She was confident that no matter what she did, I'd stay. And for a long time she was right. I kept thinking she'd realized she was going too far. I gave her space, forgave small things, and ignored the obvious ones. Maya knew everything. She saw the club videos, heard how Lila talked about me behind my back, and just watched. But she never said anything. Later, she admitted she wanted Lila's behavior to blow up on its own. She didn't want to interfere before because she thought I wouldn't listen or would blame her instead, so it would be clear who treated me right. In her mind, that person was her. Even before the birthday party, things were falling apart. I didn't see it clearly until Lila humiliated me in front of everyone, like my loyalty didn't matter. That night wasn't the start. It was when everything finally made sense. After the party, I didn't say a word to Lila. I didn't answer her texts, didn't open her voice notes, didn't react to the long paragraph she sent at 1 a.m., where she claimed she was just joking and that I was overthinking everything again. I didn't block her, I just didn't care enough to respond. I did open Maya's message. I didn't really trust her, but the fact she reached out at midnight meant something was happening. When she asked to meet, I said yes, Not for comfort, just to get clarity. We met at a 24-hour cafe a few blocks from my place. Maya was already there with 2 coffees, one pushed toward me. When I sat down, she looked nervous. "Thanks for coming," she said quietly. "I'm here to listen, nothing more," I replied. She nodded, took a breath, and opened her phone. "Ethan, you need to hear how Lila has been talking about you. This wasn't the first time." I stayed quiet. She slid her phone across and pressed play. It was Lila's voice from a pregame with her friends. She called me pathetic, boring, and clingy. She talked about making me jealous on purpose, how she could manipulate me into apologizing, and that she kept me around because I was low maintenance and loyal. At first I felt nothing. Then it hit me, a dull confirmation. Maya watched me, then played the second recording. This one was from a club bathroom with Lila saying I wasn't man enough, and that she needed someone exciting. The third recording was the worst. Lila told her cousin she planned to teach me a lesson by flirting with her ex and acting innocent. Maya locked her phone and looked at me. "I didn't know how to tell you," she said, "but after tonight I thought you deserved the truth. I just asked, why now?" She blinked, confused. "What do you mean?" "You've known about this for months," I said. "You let her do it, so why bring it up now?" She hesitated. "Because you're finally pulling away from her. And you shouldn't go back. You deserve—" "Stop," I said. "If you wanted to help me, you should have said something earlier," I added. "But you didn't, not until you saw a chance for yourself." Her face fell. "Ethan, that's not—" "It is," I said. "You're using this moment. You're not helping me. You're taking advantage of the fact that I'm hurt." Her eyes watered a little, but I ignored it. Maya whispered, "I always thought she didn't deserve you." "That doesn't make you a better option," I said. She looked down. I stood up. "Thanks for the information, but don't read more into it." She didn't stop me when I walked out. At home, I didn't dwell on the recordings. I went straight to the closet, packed all of Lila's things, clothes, makeup, chargers, into boxes. I didn't bother folding them neatly. Then I changed the locks and left a note. "Take your things, we're done." I taped it to the door, put the boxes outside, and finally slept without worrying for the first time in 2 years. Lila came back the next afternoon. She knocked loudly on my door, but I didn't open it. I just let her see the boxes and the note. She kept knocking for a couple of minutes. Then I heard her moving the boxes around and calling my name, her voice going from annoyed to confused. "Ethan, what is this? Can we talk? Please just open the door." I didn't. I stayed in my room listening to her try to piece things together. A few minutes later, her voice turned small. "Did Maya say something? She's jealous. She wants to ruin us." I didn't answer. Eventually, she went downstairs and sat on the steps, crying loudly, but I ignored it. I waited until it was quiet before leaving for work. The next morning, she caught me as I was unlocking my car. "Ethan, talk to me, please," she said, eyes red and hair messy. "You saw the note. I meant it," I said calmly. "No, Ethan, listen. Maya is lying. She hates that you're with me. She's been trying to come between us for months," she insisted. "Maya has her own problems. What she wants isn't my concern. I'm done with how you talk to me and treat me," I said. "Ethan, I was drunk. I was joking. Everyone jokes like that," she said, grabbing my arm. I pulled away. "You joked about humiliating me, manipulating me, using other guys to mess with my head. None of that is a joke," I said. Her face collapsed. "I didn't mean it like that. I didn't think you cared." "I cared too much," I said. "That was the problem." Before she could answer, Maya walked up. "I just wanted to check on you," she said awkwardly. "I know this is hard." "It's not hard, it's necessary," I said. Lila glared at her. "You did this, you always wanted him." Maya replied, "You humiliated him for months, don't blame me." They were about to argue, but I stopped them. "Both of you, stop. I don't want any of this, fighting, explanations, competition. I'm done with this dynamic." Maya looked genuinely confused. "I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm trying to be there for you." "No," I said plainly. "You're trying to turn my pain into an opportunity. That's not support." Her face reddened. She didn't deny it. Lila stepped closer, desperate. "Ethan, please, you can't just walk away from us like—" "I'm not walking away," I said. "I'm closing the door on a situation that should have ended a long time ago." She shook her head like she didn't understand. Maybe she truly didn't. "You can't leave me," she whispered, almost like a command. "Ethan, you can't." "You think I can't," I said quietly. "That's the issue." Her expression fell apart. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me, probably because I wasn't apologizing or trying to calm her. I was just being straightforward. I was just being honest. I don't want any version of this relationship, I told her. Not yours, not the one Maya thinks she can offer me. Not the triangle the two of you created. I'm stepping out of it. That's it. Lila let out a shaky breath, then turned away, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand as she stormed off. She didn't slam anything, didn't scream. She just left, like she didn't know how to fix something she'd never imagined losing. Maya lingered behind. If you ever change your mind, she started. I won't, I said. She nodded slowly, realizing there was no angle left to play, and then walked away too. I finally slept that night, exhausted but relieved for the first time in years. And I realized I needed that silence more than I ever needed them. After that morning, my life slowed down in the best way. No chaos, no guessing, no worrying every time my phone buzzed. It was quiet, but it felt good. I focused on work again. I used to enjoy design, but I had stopped because Lila's drama drained me. Now I could wake up, make coffee, put on music, and work without interruption. I slept better too. Real sleep, deep and peaceful. My co-workers noticed the change before I did. One of them told me my energy felt lighter, which sounded vague but honestly accurate. It was like stepping out of a room I hadn't realized was filled with smoke. Meanwhile, Lila wasn't doing well. I didn't stalk her or ask around, but people talk, especially mutual friends. One told me she'd tried getting back with her ex, only for him to reject her. Another said she kept bringing up my name at parties, switching between crying about me and insisting I'd come back eventually. Her friend group eventually stopped inviting her because of the drama. She texted me a few times after everything went down, but they weren't angry messages. They were long, apologetic ones, the kind I used to wish she would send when we were together. But reading them now, they didn't hit the way she probably expected. The words felt empty, like she was more upset about losing control than losing the relationship. I didn't respond. Maya reached out once too. She said she wanted to clear the air and make sure there wasn't tension between us. I appreciated the attempt, but I didn't need the conversation. I told her I wasn't upset, just uninterested in staying connected. She didn't fight it. She apologized for her part, but said she didn't want to complicate things further. I didn't hold anything against her, but I also didn't want to give her a chance to slide back into my life in a different role. Letting both of them go was easier than I expected. No second guessing, no checking in, just moving on. For the first time in years, I wasn't in a hurry to fill the space left behind. I wasn't chasing validation or trying to prove something to myself. I wasn't trying to win the breakup. I was just existing, and it felt surprisingly good. I reconnected with hobbies I'd dropped. I started working out again, not to impress anyone, but because it made me feel better. I met new people, but I didn't jump into anything romantic. I wasn't avoiding relationships. I just didn't feel the pressure to be in one. What surprised me most was how quickly my life stabilized, once the wrong people were no longer in it. There was no dramatic rebuild, no transformational journey. It was just small adjustments, daily routines, healthier boundaries, clearer expectations, that slowly added up to a steadier version of myself. And looking back, I realized something I had ignored for too long. I had been trying to rescue a relationship that only survived because I kept choosing patience over self-respect. And taking it was the smartest thing I'd done in years. In the end, I learned that walking away doesn't always have to be loud or angry. Sometimes the quietest exit is the one that changes everything. Turns out, leaving quietly was the loudest thing I ever did.